Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries, June 30th, 2022. After today's new moon, new beginnings on the home front and with loved ones are in store. If you recognize a need for a fresh start or change, you might significantly improve your home life or living conditions. You're getting in touch with your feelings and learning from them. You might think of it as a time to reconnect with yourself, but it's also a good cycle for starting new home projects. You might also consider making resolutions to take better charge of, or better manage and organize, your domestic life. While it's possible that a dream feels less likely temporarily, it's a time for reconnecting with what inspires you. Be kind to yourself by not expecting too much of yourself all at once. Use your words, and speak your truth. Single, crushing, or already romantically attached, chances are you won't regret it, at least not while Venus is in harmony with Jupiter in your sign. This is especially true for those of you crushing on someone within your immediate surroundings or perhaps periodically texting with a lover who fancies you. There will also be a new moon in Cancer, bringing fertility and new beginnings to your emotionally driven fourth house of home, family, and innermost feelings. Without going overboard, this could be the birth of a new foundation in your love life, but only if you're ready for it. Get ready for a busy day. A new cycle begins in your private life as the new moon in Cancer encourages you to consider your work-life balance, home projects, and domestic duties. Over the next 6 months, you may make significant progress with personal goals. Then Neptune stations retrograde in Pisces, encouraging a long-term period of introspective reflection. From now until the end of the year, Neptune retrograde will slowly unveil your hidden talents which you can use at work. You will also come face to face with your shadow self as shadow work becomes your priority. You may have a tendency to apologize for the fact you even exist, as if there was really no good reason for to have been born. Yet, often a little dose of spirituality could make you think twice about that. There is a certain astrological philosophy that says that if you are here in the world among us, it's because the world needs you. It's a good day to think about this idea. You have to face up to an inner test of strength, constantly pressured by other people's problems. They might even hurt your feelings or wind you up. Take a constructive approach to this difficult situation by seeing it as an opportunity to strengthen your own position and to emerge from the argument with greater self-confidence. Maybe you have kids, maybe you know kids, or maybe you're just a child on the inside, but today is best spent playing and not taking life too seriously. You haven't done it in years. You have every right to simply have fun with others, but with this attitude you rarely experience the feeling of true love. Being a great heartbreaker limits your experiences, not allowing anyone to break through the barrier you place around yourself. You feel sad and lonely and wonder what it is you're missing. You have a powerful sense of discipline, but today you could feel like you have taken on a bit of a marathon run. Maybe you are involved with a complex project that is taking a lot of time and attention. You could be wondering if it will ever be done. Don't worry, the end is in sight. Just focus on each task and take frequent breaks if you can. This day can enhance a love of living in the moment for you. Your magnetism is sure to draw many to you today, through the way you express yourself and by how you communicate your ideas. While everybody enjoys your free spirit, you may want to remember not to make promises that you cannot fulfill. If you enjoy the arts, be sure to enjoy this day's essence by getting creative yourself or taking in a virtual event. On the other side of yesterday's new moon, you are likely to feel more grounded but also more enthusiastic, ready to embrace the future and Mars' final days in Aries with confidence. While the moon is still more focused on things close to home, there is a hint of a playful shift ahead. While until then, this is making it easier to keep your feet on the ground, seeing through the hype and the fog of war. This is making it easier to prioritize your time and determine what is worth fighting for. This will also make it harder to sweat the small stuff. In a week that has been all about communication, and while that will continue to be the case, there is a new sense of romantic anticipation in the air today. While Venus and Mercury, the planets of love and communication continue to work as a team to get the communication lines open. The moon's return to your romantic sector tomorrow will see the week end on a romantic note. Our eyes in the sky. There's a lot going on in the universe today, starting with Neptune in watery Pisces heading retrograde. Over the next few months, you'll be forced to wake up from your daydreams and face the reality of what life is throwing at you, which can be somewhat of a rude awakening for some people. Luckily, your intuition will still be working for you, helping you to make tough decisions as your delusions all but disappear. A new moon in water sign Cancer adds to your emotional moodiness, putting the people you care most about in your spotlight. Not being able to help them is your biggest nightmare, so get ready for a busy day of trying to do favors for and coming to the defense of friends and family who need you to run interference or play referee. The Sun squares Jupiter in Aries late in the day, reminding you to keep your expectations low, and a Sun-Moon conjunction in sensitive Cancer emphasizes the relationships with the people in our lives who give off major feminine energy. If one of them lets you down now, it will be very difficult to deal with. Most interpersonal problems can be dealt with in a positive way, but it's uber important to keep your emotions in check. After midnight, Neptune stations retrograde in Pisces. When the planet of fantasy, illusion, and magic is direct, the proverbial wool is pulled more firmly over our eyes. We fall prey to the folly of optimism, becoming susceptible to subliminal messaging in media, or making improper assumptions within our relationships. While our idealism can make for poetic or romantic moments, we are less firmly rooted in reality. However, when Neptune stations retrograde, the veil of illusion is lifted, causing us to see our circumstances with improved clarity. We might be confused at what is revealed at this time, experiencing disappointment akin to waking up from a dream where we have won the lotto or wound up with our unavailable love interest. We see ways in which we have allowed ourselves to be deceived, or ways we have deceived ourselves. Yet, we also can use new revelations as a jumping-off point to participate in the world in healthier ways. Neptune will move backward until December 3rd, so seek to reframe burst bubbles as learning opportunities during this time. We are not ready to give up on our past, content to punish ourselves. Under this influence, we are brave enough to imagine that our lives might look different if we do the work. Following this aspect, the moon begins its void of course, suggesting that we focus on what must be released and purged, rather than immediately trying to fill empty space with something new. Replacement therapy can be valid, but this is an occasion where stillness and self-awareness are all the replacements we need. In the morning, the moon enters Cancer, ending its void of course which began early last night. We are just a few hours shy of the Cancer new moon, and the next 2 days will find us more entrenched in Cancerian concerns of home, family, and security. Our emotions may fluctuate more than usual now, however, this influence intends to show us that our feelings are a strength rather than a weakness. During this lunation, we come to a better understanding of where, and with whom, we can safely express our vulnerability.